What is up, everyone? And welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Monday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers. And as always, we have Jefe Picks from Jefe Picks joining us as well. Jefe, going to start with you. How are you today, bro?
Doing good, guys. Doing good. Had an eventful weekend. Wow. I don't even want to waste any more time. There's so much football to talk about. Everything's good. I can't wait to talk about the football.
Let me just tell all the viewers out there at home watching that, Jefe, you did not sound that great up until we heard you for the last 10 minutes sounding horrific, and you sounded fantastic there. So I think that's why me and JD are a bit surprised. JD, over to you. How are you today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. This weekend a lot of football happened. A lot of crazy stuff, and we're about to get into it all. So,
100%, bro. And I know all the people are here for one thing. They want to talk about one game, and that was the Rutgers Scarlet Knights beating the Michael Vick-led Norfolk State 60-10. So I know everyone wants to get into that. I won't make everyone get into that time. But, gentlemen, what an unbelievable day of football action yesterday. I mean, there is so much for us to talk about. And I think a lot of people who are coming in here want to talk about the NFL. We want to talk about the NFL. So, gentlemen, ready to dive into our Week 2 recap. We'll do a little weekend recap / Week 2 recap and just talk about everything we saw yesterday. You boys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. The new graphic is phenomenal. Weekend recap. We're getting into a little Week 2 recap. Guys, there were so many games yesterday that we need to talk about. JD, I'm going to kick it over to you. Okay, Jefe had the hand up and went to say something. We're going to Jefe.
I just want to say one thing. Please, let's save the Giants-Cowboys for last. Please.
Okay, we can do that. What game would you like to start on? You can pick that.
Because that one might last an hour. But sorry, go JD first. I just didn't want to talk about that one first.
What game would you like to talk about?
I mean, I'll start over this one. I want to talk about Jags-Bengals for a second. In particular, the obvious. If you don't know, you should know. It's been reported Joe Burrow has a really bad turf toe. He's going to go for the surgery. He's going to be out for 3 months. It's not season ending.
Not for the year.
I don't believe that. And that's why I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to say right now, if he's really out 3 full months, it's about 12 games with their bye week. That puts them at about week 15. And Jake Browning, this ain't the first time he's been in this situation. And he kind of is a serviceable backup. They have 2 great wide receivers. I guess I want to ask you this question. You can go as deep as you want to it. Obviously, the Bengals won yesterday. Do you think the Bengals season is over?
Yeah. I mean, Jefe, let's be honest here. Let's be completely honest here. The Jaguars' defense is terrible. They're not a good defensive unit. Jake Browning had 3 interceptions. Let me bring that back. He didn't even play for half the game. He had 3 terrible interceptions. They weren't even close, some of those throws. And for me, it's already been leaked that the Bengals have started looking on the free agent market for a quarterback. I don't think they can go with Browning after yesterday. I mean, yes, he got them the win. Fantastic job there. If Trevor Lawrence doesn't have 2 horrific plays in the red zone, that game's not even a game. And Jake Browning, yes, he made a couple good throws. Let's go over his numbers here. 21 for 32, not bad. 241 yards, not bad. But the 3 interceptions is catastrophic. It's catastrophic. The only reason that they won that game is because Trevor Lawrence had 2 interceptions himself. Trevor Lawrence had a QBR of 34.7 against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The Bengals do not have a good defense either. So, JD, I'm going to ask you, because I have a lot of thoughts about this. What team has a plethora? Good word there. You like that? A plethora of quarterbacks at their disposal. Do they need to make a move? And for me, it's not a free agent acquisition who can lead this team. There are better players that they can trade for on the market. So, JD, over to you. What do you think this Bengals team needs to do? Because as of right now, if they do not make a massive quarterback signing, their season is over, in my opinion. Their defense is going to get gashed all year long. They cannot compete without an elite quarterback. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I'm on the exact same page here, man. Because just like you said, as far as their defense, obviously for what past actually two seasons now, we have seen that they are not in a good spot. And honestly,
They're a bottom 3 defense. They're a bottom 3 defense.
Eagles, just as a whole this season, I wasn't high on them to start with. So yeah, now with actually Burrow out, that's very bad. And Browning, just actually like y'all both said, no, he is definitely not that guy. They need to get somebody. Because just kind of like you were talking about, the way the Bengals are going to win, or they have to outscore.
Also, they have to play mistake-free. They have to play mistake-free.
I don't think that guy is there. Like, I know what you're thinking about, Alpha. You're like, the Bengals should call the Giants and do whatever they can to get Russ out. And I don't think the Bengals want Russell Wilson for anything. I do not think he is who they want. His vomit in the air style is only going to cause more issues for that team. No, it was not a bad decision to sign.
I disagree. Jefe, you've heard me say this for years. So in our personal friend group, not anything on Twitter, but the way I've talked to my friends for years about what I think the proper way to build an NFL roster. And in my opinion, it is not to spend money on multiple top-tier receivers. You go through Super Bowl champions over the last 25 years. At most, there's one high-priced wide receiver on the rosters. Normally, the highest-paid receivers in football never win rings. That's not the way to build your team. So not only did they spend a crap ton of money on Jamar Chase, they also spent a ton of money on T. Higgins. So for me, that money, if you allocated it to, I don't know, offensive line, because let's be honest here, this happens every year with Joe Burrow. And the hits aren't even bad anymore. It's an Andrew Luck type of situation. It's
unbelievable. Dude,
it's where he's gotten hit too much.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's really day one general manager shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You buy yourself a freaking Ferrari. You pay for the Ferrari, and you put a Toyota Camry engine inside, right?
Yep.
You're not protecting your investment. It makes no sense. You gave him the keys to the franchise. He is paid. He's showing you that even with the incompetency of your entire organization, I'm not talking about anything on the field. I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah.
It makes the decisions that you're going to stick with them. You have one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the game. You have one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver 2 in the game. You have one of the better defensive line players, players, and you, God, finally paid him.
And he hates you.
And then you have he hates you. And you have literally not a single other player worth even mentioning in a sentence. How I don't understand. But in the premise of time, we got to move on because that's just one game. And this is not. I didn't even want to speak about this game that long.
Jefe, we have good news. So this show today, we're doing a ton of recaps on the NFL. We feel like there was so many big things that have happened. I know you're excited about that. You love doing that. I knew you would be. But there's a lot we have to talk about here.
There really is.
What do you guys think about Kirk Cousins? We've got multiple questions or multiple comments in the chat about Kirk going there. Can Kirk go still play? And can Kirk go play behind a broken offensive line is my question.
Can I tell you something? Why would the Falcons let Kirk Cousins go right now? Is Michael Bennett
to get out of that
and blowing you out of the water? Did you guys watch last night? We're like, damn, that's a guy that's going to lead this freaking team to multiple victories. No, they're going to pay Cousins no matter what, because what's not going to happen is they trade him to the Bengals. The Bengals like, you know who we are deciding we're going to pay a lot of money to all of a sudden? Kirk Cousins.
You know that's why as well? He's got 3 years, including this one, left on his deal. And if you cut him after the season, it is a $45 million dead cap. So I personally don't think that he's in the picture because of his contract. You really can't get out of it. A couple more comments here on Penix, our good friend Doc, who's here today. We appreciate you tuning in as always, Doc. Saying Penix is going to be fine. I kind of agree to that. Let's say Drake London doesn't have that horrific fumble yesterday. That game gets opened up even earlier in that one. I mean, Penix wasn't putting the ball in harm's way. That's the one good thing I'll say about his performance. He wasn't, having turnovers. He wasn't throwing terrible interceptions. So for me, he wasn't awful. There was someone awful in that game, but it wasn't the quarterback of the Falcons, in my opinion. JD, any other thoughts about what the Bengals need to do? Any other thoughts about their quarterback situation before maybe we talk about another game from yesterday's slate?
I mean, nothing else really to add here. Just the fact that, I do think that actually they need to make some extra type of move there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can go with Browning. I think their best option is Russell Wilson. And I know the Giants fan wants to trade Russell for a third and get him out because we have 2 other capable quarterbacks in the roster. I know. But the contract is the key thing here. You can't take Cousins because he has 3 years and $1 million quadrillion on his contract remaining. But you know who you can take? Russell Wilson, who's on a 1 year. So there are certain players that you can bring in that aren't going to hurt the future of your team because you can't get a quarterback who has multiple years remaining. Because Joe Burrow, he'll come back. I don't know how long he'll stay back, but he'll come back at some point. And imagine if they have even more of their ridiculously terrible cap space tied into another quarterback. This team should be spending money on the offensive line. Doesn't this feel a little bit like Andrew Luck? I know it's not to the same magnitude, but Andrew Luck got murdered the first 5 years of his career, got broken, and forced him out of the league. What they said about this Bengals team and Joe Burrow for the first couple of years? You're giving this guy no O-line. He's going to get banged up consistently, and look what's happening. He's getting injured on plays that you wouldn't think a quarterback was going to get injured on. Who saw the play yesterday where he got the toe injury? Didn't look that bad. What was his last injury? A non-contact injury in preseason. So maybe his body's failing him a little bit because of all the damage he took in the first couple of years of his career. That is my take here. And Jimmy has exactly my point here. He's got to get out of Cincinnati. They don't know how to protect him. You have to protect yourself by protecting your quarterback, and they just haven't done that. And they've let Joe Burrow down. That's my biggest take. Jefe, before we get off this game, any other thoughts of anything I just said in the quarterback situation in Cincinnati?
I think I agree with the premise they're going to make a change. Who, I don't know. I personally don't think it'll be Russ. I don't have a good grasp on who it could be on the top of my head. There's a lot of talent out there in the NFL, especially in the backup QB market. I think they will find somebody. But this is a tough spot to be in. And I do not envy any Bengals fan right now. Especially because, you know what nobody's talking about? The fact that they're 2-0.
Yep. Well, they did beat two dog water teams and narrowly escaped both wins. So they didn't look good. So I get it that they're 2-0, but they probably are the worst. If you're a fan of that team and you're a fan of a 2-0 team, you feel the worst out of all the other 2-0 teams in the NFL.
Speaking of 2-0, I'm literally going down the line. I have the ESPN NFL Week 2, but I'm just going to keep going down the line. Did the Jets have a Week 2 game? Or were they on bye?
Well, you break that one down because Jefe, I believe you were like 6 rows off the field. Footy, rewind a little bit. I do want to address this comment because I think this is what a lot of people are saying today. There's a big thing that people are saying in the sports world is why don't they look at Kirk Cousins? Footy, go look at Kirk Cousins' contract. He's on $45 million for the next 3 years, and they can't get out of it. It's a guaranteed contract. If they get out of it, they have to pay $45 million in dead cap. They just can't afford to do that.
That's detrimental to a football team.
Detrimental. They can't do that.
Thing, you know who's not being a drama queen about this? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything. No locker room issues. No nothing.
Aiden, he's a starter. He's a starter for another team.
That's crazy. That was crazy. That was a crazy one.
Yeah,
sorry, Jets. I just think the NFL, we are so extremely reactionary, right? You see the Jets come out of week 1. They play a spirited game versus the Steelers. And you walk out of that game as a Jets fan, you're like, wow, offense looked good. We could run the ball. Justin feels like he's in control of that offense. Defense played solid. Yeah, they gave up some bad throws, bad plays, ended up losing the game, but still, I feel good as a Jets fan. You walk into yesterday, and I was there, and I can tell you that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a football team. Justin Fields looked absolutely lost. That defense.
That's crazy, brother.
That defense for the Jets was that would be cinematic. The defense for the Jets.
It's a great word for it. That would be cinematic.
Couldn't stop anything. Literally, actually couldn't even stop a nosebleed because Josh Allen got one. Even Mitch Trubisky came in for one throw and somehow completed a 32-yard pass. That
was a great throw, by the way. Phenomenal throw by Big Mitch.
I saw a Jets team in person that literally gave up by halftime. Completely gave up. The second half wasn't even football. It was just the Bills doing the same play over and over again, running the ball to get that clock down, and the Jets doing the same thing too because they both wanted to get the hell out of that arena for different reasons.
100%. This would be cool. This is my favorite suggestion so far. Is he still in the league? He's got to be a backup. Is he still in?
I think he's.
I don't want to. That's what I was going to guess, but I don't want to say that. Andy Dalton, current team. Let's pull it up here because that would be a story returning home. He is still in Carolina. That's a suggestion. That's another guy you can't put behind a dead offensive line. How's he going to do with that offensive line? You need a mobile quarterback. What is Tavares Jackson still alive? Can we get him back? I mean, I think the Bengals are so fucked. I'm sorry, we can't keep talking about that all show, but I mean, it's great. It's a great talking point because
I got one. I got one for you.
Michael Vick out of Norfolk State coming back.
No. I got one for you, but it's really out there, and it's gonna be cheap, but it might cost that draft capital. Sorry, before I say it, because it's gonna lead us right into another game when I say this name. You have any comments on Jets Bills?
What I tweeted before that game, before we started talking about it, the only thing I have to say is what happened to the Jets week 1. Also, maybe the Steelers suck and the Jets suck. Maybe that first week showed us that these teams have no defenses and they're both dog water. Because how did the Steelers look? Which, by the way, the new kickoff, the new dynamic kickoff is electric. And the fact that the Steelers gave up a touchdown on the kickoff as the receiving team. Jefe, I know you were at the game yesterday. Did you see that?
The kickoffs were awesome.
Did you see the touchdown in the Steelers game? So the Steelers, or it was on the Steelers guy, right? Yeah. He refused to pick up the ball, said he didn't touch it, left it in the end zone, and they ran in, picked it up, and it was a touchdown.
That would be their rookie running back, Caleb.
Yes, from Iowa. Yep, Caleb Johnson. Is it Johnson?
Yeah.
Out of Iowa, the running back. Yep, absolutely. What a dumbass.
And I know Mike Tomlin had that boy running sprints. JD, any comment on the Jets? Or can we move on?
The only thing from that is kind of what Alpha just spoke about briefly was that my take, I'm going to go back to it whenever chance I get. The Steelers defense is the most overrated thing.
Oh, we're back, JD. We're so back.
I am definitely back on that train.
All right.
But as far as the Bills are good. The Bills are fine. As far as Josh Allen, and actually he's going to lead them, and they're going to be fine. So
they're a phenomenal team. Jefe, you're quarterbacking, by the way. You direct where we're going. You're quarterbacking.
Here we go. Listen to this. So there's a guy on a team that me and Alpha know very well that somehow has led his offense to 0 punts through 2 games. Not only that, 0 punts for the first time all century in his first 2 games of the season. First 2 games with a new team. They are 2-0. Maybe they got helped by a ridiculous flag on the last.
That's the next game I wanted to talk about. That
wait,
not
please,
called on the other side.
Please, let me just get to my point.
I can't.
So there's a guy, and looking like he's going to be the starting quarterback pretty much all the rest of the year, right? Well, they got a backup who's a pretty young and talented man who's on a really cheap rookie contract who doesn't look like he's going to be seeing the field much this year. Got a little bit of a cannon of an arm, a little bit of a mobile guy.
I'll say he can move.
Anthony Richardson.
Mobile. That's in my what they need.
Anthony Richardson is very intriguing to me. Now,
that's intriguing.
Do I think the Colts are in a place where they're going to do that? I don't know.
What do you think they have to give up? What do you think that trade would look like? That's very interesting. Very interesting.
I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you. I wouldn't even know where to start. It's not going to be a 1 or a 2 or 3.
No, God, no.
No. 4.
4 is insane.
5.
If you're the Colts, you take a 4 and a heart. I mean, I'm thinking a 6 and a 7 pick swap in there. That's very interesting, though. I didn't think of that. That's a good one.
It's something that I started thinking about last night.
Yes, Cody, I already said this. Yes, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
But anyway, let's that's just a theory I have. Whatever. Let's get to this game.
Wait, no, I just tweeted this out because that's the most interesting thing you've said all day. Sorry, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a real option. That's a legitimate mobile quarterback. Well, I don't know if I call him a quarterback, but
by the way, wait, he's not injured, right? He's literally.
He's your 3, right, Anthony? Yeah, dude. Hold on.
He
was not in that class last year with Jaden and Caleb.
No.
He was not there.
I'm saying this is his 3rd year, so he's still in the rookie.
Yeah.
He's on the rookie deal. He's not injured. He's just literally not starting.
He just sucks. Yeah, no, he just sucks.
I think that's the most intriguing shot that the Bengals have.
Anyone in the chat, give us any more names. Buddy, that's a name. Great work there. Obviously, no chance in fucking hell you can put
That's a
Danny
name.
back.
That's a
But that's a
hilarious
name. We love names around here. So
That's
drop more names of a
hilarious.
suggestion, guys. We'll go back to it whenever you drop a name. The talking point of the day is who's going to be the Bengals quarterback. That's the story. The Bengals are a sexy offense. They're a sexy team that people love to watch because of their offensive abilities. Now, let's see what happens with this team. So it's a very interesting talking point. Put more comments in there. Oh, Snetsy boy. Oh.
No way. Can I tell you something? No way.
Because he just got a deal. He just got paid.
He just got paid. Let me tell you, we're gonna get to that game. Colts Broncos. How do I feel? I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I'll tell you one thing. Jonathan Taylor looks freaking phenomenal. Daniel Jones is making very little mistakes. But at the end of the day, the Broncos won that game. I'm not even gonna. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. The Broncos won that game. I understand you have to throw the flag, and by the letter of the law, it was leverage. You can't do that, man.
You can't call the flag there when it happened literally 3 minutes before on the Lutz field goal on the other side. It's been in every group chat I'm in today where people are posting the picture that there was an even more egregious foul on the Lutz field goal. But what I'm going to say to that is, because I have a talk about it, it was a bullshit call. I agree. Absolutely. Make the fucking 40-yard field goal, and this is not in contention. This is not a question. And they may have jumped, but they didn't get in the backfield and alter his kick. Will Lutz in a dome? What does it mean if they're in a dome? There's no wind. In a dome, shanked a 40-yard field goal. At the end of the day, I'm not going to blame the referees. I still think we were on the right side. I know all three of us like the Broncos in that game. I would bet it the exact same way because the Broncos won that game, in my opinion, with the way the game played out. You just got to make the kick. You just got to make the 40-yard kick. And also, you just can't do what you did on the 60-yarder against the guy who's never hit a field goal over 48 yards. Let him kick it. Let him kick it. He wasn't even in the same area code. So
guys,
that's my take on that.
How the hell is Daniel Jones not throwing a pick for 2 games?
How does he look this good?
I'm looking at, I needed to refresh. He had 316 passing yards yesterday on the Broncos defense.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
But let's also talk about something then. What do we think about the Broncos defense? Because they were shit.
Bro, they were horrible.
They couldn't tackle.
They're not, as far as going back to the Colts,
and I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate that he has his awesome nickname. Yes, I hate it.
I know.
And we have
fucking Broncos country. Let's ride. I know.
I cannot believe this is literally the nightmare. I can't believe this is happening. I know it's a bad beat, but at the end of the day, Broncos, you're supposed to be taking that next level this year. Your defense is supposed to be amazing, and you're Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, he gashed you. He gashed you.
Not only that, so Daniel Jones passed for over 300 yards. So usually when your quarterback passes for over 300 yards, it's a passing game, right? You guys dominated the passing attack. Not only did the Indianapolis Colts pass for 316 yards, Jonathan Taylor ran for $165. $165. I mean, no one else did. Danny Dimes had 6 carries for 2 yards. Maybe the Giants should have. He had a rushing touchdown there, but maybe the Giants should have realized you can't have this guy roll out and get hurt all the time. But the Colts did whatever they wanted. If they wanted to pass the ball, they could pass the ball. If they wanted to run the ball, they could run the ball. The Broncos had nothing. And let me tell you something. Alec Pierce fucking cooked Patrick Surtain the entire day. He was one-on-one with him, and he couldn't stop Alec Pierce.
Doc, I already said that. Colts have not punted one time.
The Colts have not punted because they keep going for it on fucking 4th down, and they keep not making it. So
yeah, they have turned it over quite a few times.
Saying that. But yeah, just as far as my thoughts on the game, really quick.
Get in there, JD. I love that entrance.
I think the Broncos was 100% the right side there. I don't ever get mad over like losing bets. Been doing this for so long now.
I got fucking mad
after yesterday. I was actually mad.
I was mad as well.
That was
so mad.
Yeah, that was
I
there
was
was
so
one that
mad.
actually got me going there.
By the way, if you were watching that game on mute, you 100% thought the game was over. The damn flag,
It was so late. I ran around my whole apartment screaming, "We won!"
I'm looking at the screen. You know, so the Colts do this funny thing with their mascot, right? Like if they miss the field goal, he just falls over.
Falls.
So they miss it, he falls over. I see people going on the field. I turn around like this game's over, great. I turn back around, everybody's talking. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden, obviously, you get the information. You figure out what happened. 15-yard penalty is just unbelievable. I mean,
also, how horrible was the coaching of the Colts at that end of the game? I have to talk about this. They had a minute on the clock at 1st and 10, and they used all the clock to set up a 60-yard field goal by running it up the middle 3 times or twice and just letting the clock run. I believe they kicked it on 3rd down. That was the most interesting approach I have seen in a long time. They were gashing the Broncos up and down the field. They could run it, they could throw it, whatever they wanted to do. Then they get into the biggest moment of the game. You have 1 minute left, 1st and 10. You're at the 40-yard line. They went like minus 2 yards and had to kick the field goal on like and 12, either 2nd or 3rd and 12 or 4th and 12. Don't remember which it was, but that was awful. And they get rewarded and bailed out. He sets up a kicker who's never hit one from over 48 yards, let alone a 50-yarder, let alone a 60-yarder. But, I mean, guys, Jefe, I'll still let you quarterback it. What games should we get into next? Because I'm about to jump into the one that I want to talk about.
No. One more. Well, two more. I gotta put this out there. The Dolphins are headed towards a week 5, just absolute firing every single person on their coaching staff, probably trading Tyreek Hill, and I don't even know what's going on with them. They didn't look terrible yesterday, but the mistakes that were made late in the game, Tua just looking like he's not on any of his pages with any of his wide receivers. The drama, this is a really bad situation. They look tremendously horrible. I'm not even going to waste any time speaking about the Drake May looked really good. Solid Patriots showing. I mean, whenever do you get back-to-back returns, punt and then kickoff?
That was cool. That was cool.
But what the hell is going on in Miami?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing that is going to be everything in Miami. It's going to be everything. And it all comes down to one person. And Mr. Cool, Mr. Slick, ain't it? He's just not. Mike McDaniel needs to go.
He's lost the team.
He's lost everything. The team hates him. The players don't play for him. The defense fucking blows. The offense fucking blows. Tua Tagovailoa is done. Let's be honest here about Tua. He's done, right? Like, I would officially put him in my bottom 6 to 7 starters in the NFL. He's done. Do you agree to that?
I don't even know who he is anymore. He looks like
he doesn't know who he is.
He has no confidence in the pocket. JD, you haven't go. You haven't won yet.
Yeah. Main takeaway from there is first off, as far as the Dolphins offense is not as bad as like they looked. They're like still not good, but they're not as bad as they looked. But the main takeaway is that the Dolphins defense is horrible. And shout out to, I believe it was Alex that actually came on the show Wednesday, and he talked about all that. And
yeah, he did.
To let Drake May look that good in this Patriots offense do actually that to you. This actually, as far as the Dolphins defense, is very bad.
Man, it was pretty wild watching this game because New England, if you name every starting player on the New England defense, they were missing Christian Gonzalez yet again. I guarantee you that everyone in the audience has maybe heard of 2 to 3 guys on the entire defensive roster for the New England Patriots. And the Dolphins still couldn't beat them without their top corner, with Tyreek Hill, with the weapons they have, with Jalen Waddle, with Devon Achane. They couldn't beat those guys. They couldn't score. I mean, the leading tackler was Jalen Hawkins. Then there's Christian Ellis, who was second. Then Craig Woodson, Marcus Jones, Kyle Duggar. There's the name you guys probably know. Kyle Duggar, Carlton Davis, 800 years old, but you know him. Milton Williams, last guy you've probably heard of. Then after him, it's Alex Austin, Anthony Jennings, Jack Gibbons, Kalavon Chiasen, Del Pettis, Mark Robinson, Brendan Schooler, Corey Durden, and Marte Mapu. Those are the guys who got tackles last night. If anybody in there watching right now knows more than 50% of those guys, I will be baffled. Baffled. They have nobody, and they still couldn't score, the Dolphins, enough points to beat this Patriots team. To me, the Dolphins are just bad on both sides of the ball. Just bad on both sides of the ball. Exactly. Anthony Simons. You don't know who these people are. So, Jefe, what's the next game you want to talk about?
I think we got to move on to Eagles Chiefs. I'll put it to this. A game was a little boring, in my opinion. there's not really much for me to say other than this. Footy. That's a solid one, actually.
Wow, Jimmy G.
It's a solid one. I don't think the Rams
That's a good one too.
because Stafford is one blind shot away from
one blonde chick sleeping over away from Kelly Stafford ending his career. I totally get that. Totally get that.
Sidebar, Rams, not enough people are talking about them. Look good, look fast, really young but good defense. And Stafford looks like he's slinging, and Puka looks great, and Devontae looks like he's re-fucking born, of course. Anyway, Eagles Chiefs. I don't really have much to say about the Eagles. They did what they had to do. They won a game that they should have won, and I thought they would win. I want to know your level of concern about the Chiefs.
900.
Yes, they were without, obviously, you could say their top two wide receivers last week, and that's going to be the case for. I want
that ain't changing for a while.
I want at least, as I never even believed when that report, like on Thursday, came out that Xavier Worthy has a chance of playing. I was like, okay.
No one believed that. We talked about it on the show too when we had JD, which I think that was on Wednesday, right? The Wednesday show we were talking, or was it on Friday? No, it was Nick. It was Nick on Friday who was like, "Did you guys see that Worthy was practicing?"
Yeah. I'm gonna leave
Shut up, Nick.
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think? What is KC? I mean, look, they're 0-2. They can overcome this, right? But the winner of tonight's game in Raiders Chargers is going to be 2-0, and they're going to have a 2-game lead in the division.
Let me tell you something. We may have seen the end of the current Chiefs dynasty. Now they can retool. Now they can add some new pieces and get back to the top. But with the way the roster is right now, regardless that Rashee Rice is not there, not even talking about him there, regardless that Worthy is not there, this team has massive issues on both sides of the ball this year, and they look like a completely different ball club so far. You can't watch this Chiefs team right now and think this is the Chiefs that we know and love. You know what the Chiefs' game plan right now is? The most successful thing for their offense is Patrick Mahomes running the ball. If that is your most if that's your most successful route to your offensive game plan right now, you're in big trouble. And this defense really hasn't been great either. There was one play in the game, though, that I thought influenced the outcome of this game. There was one play in this game that changed the course of who was going to win this game. And that was Travis Kelce getting a ball hit him directly in the chest in the red zone on a big third down, popped straight in the air, and the Eagles intercepted in the third quarter. The Chiefs were right there about to take a lead in the game. The momentum flipped. The momentum fully flipped before that. And then that interception, the Eagles got it, went right down the field and ended the game. That is what ended the game there. I think the Chiefs would have won that ball game if that interception didn't happen. But that interception was not an isolated situation. These types of things are happening for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce is not Travis Kelce that we know and love. He's just not the same player. Is he still a decent tight end? Absolutely. But Travis Kelce is in the hierarchy of a top 5 tight end ever. And that's not who he is anymore. Is he still an NFL caliber tight end? Absolutely. But is he in that elite category? Would you put him as a top 10 tight end in the game right now?
No. Ooh.
I wouldn't. Not top 10. Not a great
I was about to say, maybe fringe, actually top 10.
10,
but not where
a
he
lot
should be.
But wait, if your question is he a top 10 tight end, he's not top 5. I'm not even going to waste my time. But you can start getting to like 8, 9, 10, and we're going to start looking at players like Evan Ingram, and it's like,
okay, no, I'm not putting his bum ass ahead of him. Trust me.
Like, I'm going to take Kelce over him. Like, there is a line. You know what I mean?
Okay, top 8. I'll put. He's not a guaranteed elite top 2 tight end in football anymore. Like he was for the last decade.
I desperately want to right now start writing tight ends down, but that's going to be a whole 30-minute exercise, and we're going to start yelling at each other. Because I'm going to tell you that Tyler Warren is, in my opinion, already top 10.
First of all, there was one person in your friend group outside Twitter, outside everything, who screamed at you that Tyler Warren was going to be the next Travis Kelce, and I'm fully going to keep tooting my horn about that. Knew that guy was going to be a dog, absolute stud. Done. He is.
All right, guys.
But I think we have to get into the main event. We have to get in the main event. It's 12:40. We have 1,100 people here, and we haven't even given out a fucking bet yet. So, JD, before we go to the Giants game, we're kicking it over to you.
Yeah, as far as Eagles Chiefs, I way overthought that game the entire week. And I ended up not having a single play on that game. And I'm honestly kind of glad that I didn't. Because actually, like Jefe said, it was kind of a boring game. As far as the Eagles won, to me, I still didn't like what they're doing as far as their offense. Is actually like as far as the play calling, I was hoping that was going to change from actually week 1, and it did not. So I am still not a fan of actually what I'm seeing there. Then besides that, before we get into the game that we all want to talk about here, as far as the Lions are fine.
Oh my God.
That was exactly what we said. As far as actually week 1, we said they were going to have a tough week.
You're right.
Oh my God.
And then they were going to be fine. And they showed that they are completely fine.
Make sure come back to me. Go, Alpha. You next. I'll finish off and then we'll go to.
I want to talk about that Lions game for a minute as well.
Yeah,
God damn it, JD. Remember we were thought about doing a baseball game here. Jesus, I'm gonna come back to this game.
Yo, guys, let me tell you something. And I never give Alpha credit ever like this, like I'm about to do. Before I do that, if you saw the celebration that the Lions had after that interception,
I was gonna bring it up.
In the history of the world, ever, I've never seen such beautiful choreography. They literally did Ben Johnson's stumble play call from last year as a touchdown as an interception celebration on a Ben Johnson, obviously play call. It was genius. I love that. Anyway, here's my big point. Alpha had it from the beginning. He hated him when he was in college. Hated him when he got all the hype. Called him a bust every day. All year last year. All off season. Guys, I'm starting to believe Caleb Williams is never going to figure it out. The Lions defense is not that great.
It's terrible.
They have playmakers, but as a unit, man looks lost. That offense is way too talented, and I'm not. And we know who Ben Johnson is, a playmaker. The reason I'm not ready to totally jump off, you could say that the Lions, that game week 2 was circled on their calendar from the second that Ben Johnson left. Right?
Oh yeah, it was, and it was.
I get it. We saw a Lions team last week that couldn't even complete a pass barely. Now that's a whole nother point because I think the Packers are the best team.
It got me too.
That
got me too.
But
nope.
but the Bears have a problem. Oh my God. Because if he can't figure it out and they don't have that much more time, they look so bad. Oh my, 52 points. You can't give up 52 points.
Caleb Williams, Cadillac Williams, Javonte Williams, Mike Williams, Ricky Williams, D'Angelo Williams. It doesn't fucking matter because Caleb Williams is dog shit. I've been screaming it for 2 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't process fast enough. And he holds the ball too long. He's going to be a career loser. You put him on a team like the Bears, I'm sorry, their DNA is losing anyway. It's in their DNA. Ben Johnson, the greatest offensive mind in the history of football. He's going to save Caleb. This is going to be the greatest offense we've ever seen. They have DJ Moore. They have all these weapons. They drafted Colston Loveland. They have all these players. They traded for 3 top linemen. They've given Caleb everything, and he still doesn't see what's directly in front of him. That's all I'm going to say on that. JD, any thoughts on this before we move on to the meat and the potatoes with your stupid fucking Cowboys beating my Giants?
No, man. There was good.
Okay, I need a minute here to compose myself.
Compose yourself. I'm going to drop one fact, and then I'll intro the wonderful game that we're going to. Jared Goff threw 23 passes yesterday. That's it. Got 334 freaking yards. That's an average of almost 12 yards a pass. What the fuck? are the Bears calling on defense? At what point in the game did they think maybe, here's a thought. Maybe we shouldn't load the box. Maybe we need to drop another secondary player. I for the love of my life, I don't understand.
For the love of your life.
For the love of my life, I don't understand. Anyway, we're not going to talk about this game, but David's comment is 100% true. The JJ hype, it was so, the Bears suck. That's really what it was. JJ looked good because the Bears suck. That's what we saw yesterday that confirmed it. Last night, we saw a guy who played an actual NFL defense, and he knew how to do nothing right. His timing was way off. I want to give him a few passes.
I'm giving him a pass.
He had a crazy week, having a first ever child on Thursday. Probably
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. Hasn't slept a lot. Yeah. Home opener, so much pressure. You're now the prodigal son. All eyes on you. You never had it from the first snap. You never had it.
I mean, I think they could have called a better game for him as well. I mean, they could have gotten him in the game with some more quick completions. He was standing back there holding the ball for a very long time early in the game as well. Why not try and get the kid some quick slants? Maybe get the ball in JJ's hand on a wide receiver screen. Maybe get the hands of the ball of your playmakers a little bit more to ease him into that game, because I thought the play calling they had in that game was atrocious, the Vikings, going to be honest with you. But JJ played terrible. There's no other way to put it. He needs to play better. I was on the JJ wagon after week 1. I thought he looked fantastic. Now, he's taken a pretty big regression step in week 2. We're all going to say that. But he's a rookie quarterback. I know he's not technically
I'm not sure.
He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have these ups and downs. So that's my opinion on it. Breaking news from Schefter. Hold on. Bengals have started calling around. They do not like any of the quarterbacks in the free agent market, and they are fully committed to finding someone on the trade market. So, Footy, keep putting names out there. Because like we said earlier, they're going to make a trade. Which name?
Anthony Richardson. I think it's the best one.
I do. I think that's a good one as well. I think that's a good one. But
all right, guys,
let's get into it.
Guys, don't worry. Really quick. As far as JJ goes, don't worry. You have plenty of time
I agree.
To see him do well, because he has 6 more fucking primetime games. Why do they have so many primetime games?
I didn't realize that.
Well, how many primetime games do we get now, JD? That's a topic for another day. Why do we have 800 Monday night games? Then we get the Thursday, then we get the Friday, then they're going to sprinkle on the Saturday. I like football as much as the next, but
this show ruins. This show will take us up to the first Monday night kickoff today. If I start arguing about how
I've cleared my schedule.
How ridiculous of a setup this is tonight. Who are you marketing to? Why are you making me wait till 10 o'clock on a Monday night for a doubleheader? Stop putting 2 fucking games on Monday.
Yeah, okay. You may feel like that now, but when the NBA hits in a month and we get that 11 o'clock, the first ever 11 o'clock tip-off, you're going to tell me you're not into that?
It's not for us. It's for the West Coast, and I don't know why they would market this way where that's 20% of the country. Whatever. Moving on. Guys, Giants, Cowboys, what everybody wants to talk about. Here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it quick because Alpha's got a lot of things to say. When that touchdown was caught with 25 seconds to go by Malik Neighbors, there was not a fucking doubt in my mind that that game was going to overtime.
Oh, me too.
I think it is absolutely putrid and disgusting that it's now going to be 19 seconds left, because that's a whole other story. Why did the Cowboys run that ball out? Anyway, wasted 6 seconds. Anyway. 19 seconds left. You know exactly what the Cowboys are going to do. How is it humanly possible that you can't get to the quarterback? How is it humanly possible that he was in there? I know he only had 19 seconds. How was he in there alone for what it felt like a minute? What happened? You know they have timeouts, so you know you don't have to play the edges. How are you letting somebody catch the ball almost wide open in the middle of the field? What is the plan there? How can you do that? That was one of the worst things I seen yesterday. On top of a player on the Giants offensive line that I will not name because he does not deserve it.
I'm tweeting right now. Funny you said that. You see me looking down. My tweet right now to hype up this breakdown we're doing is, should the Giants cut James Hudson for being the worst player in NFL history? That is the caption I'm about to hit send on.
You should send. I've never in my life seen somebody get 4 penalties on one drive and still be in the drive. I've never in my life seen a game where there were so many times the Giants won, and I never thought they were going to win the game. Ever. Russell Wilson did one thing, though. He proved that he's going to be the starter for a little bit while longer.
Yes, definitely.
That's for damn sure.
I mean, unless somebody comes calling.
But let me tell you, this is why Russell Wilson is exactly where he is in his career right now. You saw 2 beautiful, perfect, magnificent, museum-worthy, Louvre-worthy, picturesque bomb throws to Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors in scenarios where he couldn't miss it. And the wide receiver didn't have to do anything but literally put his arms out like this.
Neighbors couldn't see the ball, by the way. He had his face covered.
It was unbelievable catches on both, unbelievable throws on perfect throws. Perfect throws.
Yes.
But then you see the throw in overtime, which was a literal hand grenade. He just
both of them. Both of them. Okay.
What a horrendous throw. What a terrible throw. Alpha, I'm done. You have to see.
I have a lot to say. Number one. Are we sure that James Hudson isn't an FBI operative for the Dallas Cowboys who was put in there to absolutely self-destruct against the New York Giants? When he smacked that dude over the head, then the next play, false start. Then they get a 43-yard bomb to one down to the 1-yard line, and he's dry humping the lineman on the ground to get a 15-yard penalty. And then he false starts again. All in 1 minute of real-life time. I have never seen a player more incompetent than James Hudson. The Giants gave him $12 million.
It's so embarrassing.
$12 million to be the swing tackle. He can't play for our high school. He can't play for the Savannah Bananas. I don't even care that it's a different sport. There is nothing that guy can do. How is he still on the roster? Now, going back to your points about in overtime, Russell Wilson had a flawless game in regulation. We get to overtime, and the ball sticks to his hand. He goes to throw it, and the ball sticks to his hand and goes backwards. Thank God Cam Scadaboo ran back and hit it out of bounds. Not that it would have ended up mattering anyway, but the play call by Shane Bowen in overtime as well, the whole game. The Giants were giving the Cowboys 15 yards depth on every single play. You have to play tight. You can't give them the middle of the field when they have the best kicker in history at long-range field goals. It's just common sense issues with the Giants. That game should have never gotten where it was. The Giants won that game 17 times. Jefe, you put it perfectly. The Giants won that game 17 times. Where's Dexter Lawrence? Where's this amazing defensive line? Where are all the upgraded things that the Giants did this offseason? They spent money on the offensive line, right? They bring in James Hudson, $12 million contract. He's benched after the first drive, and 5th-round rookie Marcus Embo played a phenomenal performance. Only reason the Giants were still in the game. Russell Wilson, unbelievable game until we hit overtime. So I can't be upset with the Giants. They played fantastically. I think there's a lot of things you could take from the game as well. Cam Scadaboo is the Giants' #1 running back. If you're a fantasy guy, you could drop Tyron Tracy. Somehow in year 2, he's lost his speed. He looks terrible. They have him on kickoffs now. Scadaboo at least looks somewhat competent. But this Giants team needs a lot of help. They played better. It was a good performance. They showed up. I didn't have to turn it off at halftime pissed off. But, man, what was it? 16 penalties for 160 yards?
Something like that.
Brian Daboll has to go. I've been saying it for years. That was the most undisciplined performance I've seen out of a New York Football Giants team in the history of my 33 years of being a New York Giants fan. That was the most undisciplined game I have ever seen. Not only were the Giants flagged 16 times on accepted penalties, there was 9 additional penalties that Dallas declined. There was 20. It could have been 300 yards in penalties if they didn't catch some of the pass interferences. So it was a really bad coaching performance by the New York Giants. Brian Daboll, the head coach, the team was completely undisciplined. That's on you. That's on you. The defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, giving up 300 points to the Cowboys in situations you knew you had to play tighter defense. That's on you. And then where are these guys? That's my biggest takeaway, Jefe, as well. Where's Dexter Lawrence? He has not had a sack in 7 games. He has not gotten a QB pressure. The Giants spent all that money on the D-line. Abdul Carter has been one of our better players. He had a decent performance. The reason that Drew Phillips had the interception was because Abdul Carter beat his man up the middle and hit Dak Prescott when he threw. But for me, that was the biggest takeaway, is that the Giants coaching is detrimental and they need to move on from this regime. They have some talent. They have a couple guys. But this is year 4 of the regime. And this is a bottom 3 run defense in football. Yet again, statistically, they're the last place run defense. And the team just is undisciplined in year 4. The Giants need to move on from the current regime. That's my biggest takeaway. JD, from your side, the Cowboys side, why did you just put a safety down the middle? Because the only thing the Giants did was throw straight down the seam. It's not like they were throwing down the sidelines. It's not like they were targeting out routes. They just threw the ball straight down the middle. That's all they did. If the Cowboys just put a single safety to guard the seams and just went back on the plays, that wouldn't have happened. So, JD, what are your thoughts? Because as great of a game as it was, there were coaching lapses on both sides that made this game as great as it was.
Definitely, yeah. And yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, watching the game, I mean, like, it was a fun game to watch. Well, I don't know.
It was amazing. I loved every second of it.
But yes, it was just simple little changes that the Cowboys could have actually made there, because actually, like, Wilson had one thing, and that was that deep moonball.
That's it.
And just like you said, there was a simple fix there, and they just refused to do anything about it. And it just kept happening over and over, and it was driving me nuts at that point.
It was actually hilarious. It was the same play. It was the same play, just different wide receiver. Same route, same play.
The same play, 6 different times. It happened 6 times.
Every time. It was I just couldn't believe it kept happening, and it's funny.
Well, it didn't happen every time, because the one time they put a safety back there, it was intercepted in overtime. They finally did it on the last offensive play of the Giants in the game.
But as far as the game overall, the Cowboys are kind of who thought they were going to be. They're actually going to be able. They're actually going to be able to score points, but they're going to give up points too. Then, as far as the Giants, as far as Russell Wilson goes, I think this is what you're going to kind of see from him the next few games. As far as you don't know what you're going to get.
He's going to be so bad next
You're going to get either
so well put.
Yeah,
you're
either going to.
Yes, it's so true. You know that you're never going to know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's what you know.
Exactly.
And that's the worst.
So, yeah, it's as far as capping the games, I mean, that obviously makes them very tough. But I think that's what you're going to have to deal with, though. So.
You know what else I didn't have on my bingo card for the first 2 weeks of this NFL season? Javonte Williams averaging over 5 yards a rush.
To be fair, though, everyone on the Giants does. They have been, over the last 4 years, every single year a bottom 3 run defense, and it has not gotten better. It hasn't gotten better.
He did it in week 1, too. He looked great, Javonte.
I know, but yesterday
he's looked great. I think coming out of that game, as a Cowboys fan, you know exactly what your team is.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do the old Cincinnati Bengals approach. Yeah, we'll give up 30, but we better freaking score 40.
What happened to Trayvon Diggs? Remember when he was supposed to be good? He's been horrible.
Yeah, he's
horrible. And what did I say before week 1 as well about there's one player on this defense who you should know more than anyone. One guy, and he sucks. And that's Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam, former Buffalo Bill, who's went over to Dallas. It seemed like every time he was on Neighbors yesterday, which was a huge mistake every single time he ended up on him, that they blindly Russell stared down Neighbors every single time that he was on him and made sure he was giving him a chance to make a play. And you know what? Neighbors did on every single time. It felt like Elam, the secondary of this Cowboys team. You know what they need? And I know they signed Jadeveon Clowney. Don't care. Stop it. You know what they need?
This is freaking 2013 and we're in the goddamn we're at South Carolina. That does not matter.
He was never good. He made one big tackle in college and then paid for his whole life. I digress. Maybe if they had a – it was, but that's all he ever did. Imagine if they had a guy. JD, stick with me here. Maybe an edge rusher / outside linebacker combo platter. And maybe they were able to get to a quarterback, because let me tell you something. The Giants have one of, if not the worst offensive line in football, Russ had all day to throw. He had all day to throw. Imagine if they had this guy, maybe this like Micah Parsons guy, who really could have helped this team. I know, getting like 2 first-round picks in the high 20s from the Packers, you're really going to be able to replace a guy like Micah? Absolutely. I know. You guys got Kenny Clark. He was amazing. He had 1 tackle yesterday after a 2-yard game. Amazing performance. This Cowboys team could really use that Micah guy. JD, before we get into today's action, because it's 1 o'clock and we have not given you people a fucking bet today, but JD, what are your thoughts about the Cowboys defense without Micah? I mean, obviously they miss him. There's no denying that, but I got to get your take.
I mean, yeah, it just, especially seeing what on the Packers, what he's doing there and what the Packers team is doing now, and just how good they are. Because I think we didn't really talk about it, but I'm not going to get into it too deep. But from the games that we saw this week, it also proves that the Packers are just that fucking good. Shout out to you. I mean, like, I felt like I needed to see it, and they have shown it to me.
I agree. They've shown it for sure.
They look extremely good. So I think that's kind of the and the fact that he seems so happy there, and because he's just talking about all this stuff and about how Green Bay is so good in all these different ways.
He's so happy. He's so fucking happy, dude.
The Cowboys really fucked up that one, man. Really.
I agree. Well, gentlemen, it's 12:57. We have 2,000 people here. So guess what, guys? I have a feeling on Mondays you're going to hear a lot of these types of conversations because you guys obviously enjoy it. You boys ready to dive into tonight's sleep? By the way, I'm sweating. I'm exhausted. Don't make me do that about the Giants again. I need a nap after doing that. I guess I don't need the NFL transition, JD, because we already kind of did it. So let's dive into the first Monday night game of the week, which is weird to say the first Monday night game, but it's a pretty good one. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Houston and taking on our guy Joe. Shout out Joe, lay off the juice, his Texans. Bucs are coming in 1-0. Texans are coming in 0-1. JD, I like to bring it up all the time on this show because I do find it interesting when you look at it, what ESPN BPI is predicting. They have this at 50.1% for the Bucs and 49.5% for the Texans, which, by the way, that doesn't equal 100%. They have 50.1 and 49.5. Where is the remainder of the 0.4%? But I digress. JD, we have to start with you. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Well, man, as far as if you're just looking at numbers, take everything else out. As far as what the ESPN numbers are saying is about what I'm showing also. I'm showing this as pretty much a even game. So as far as value, I'm definitely showing value on the Bucs side here. I have not made a play here yet. Because this Texans defense is really good, guys. Really good. And as far as the Bucs offensive line, I think tonight
not so good.
They're not so good, and they're going to have some problems tonight. But then you can move over to the Texans offense, and they're also currently not good because they have guys out, and I don't really trust them to even score. So as far as the under, I really wanted to bet it. This actually opened, I believe, at 46. So if you got in anywhere like around there, you're like sitting on a great bet. This is down to 42.5 now. I don't really want to bet under that.
I don't either.
Controlled environment inside.
Yeah. So for some reason.
By the way, also with unders yesterday, what was it? 11-1. The only under was the fucking Sunday night game, or was that the second under? It was the second under. Yeah, overs fucking dominated.
Yeah.
The Bills game didn't go over. The Bills didn't get it themselves. Yeah, it was 30-10. That did not go over.
30-10. But man, even though I said the Texans defense is actually so like good, the way these numbers are right now, I feel like there's value on the Bucs team total over in actually some way in either the first half or the full game because these numbers are just so low. I believe the first half is at 9.5 and the full game is at 20.
That's wild.
So that's that's kind of where I'm leaning towards, and I'm ready to hear what actually y'all think about this game.
I hate what I think on this game, and I'll explain why, which many fine Americans out there, I almost said my fellow Americans, have always wanted to do that. My fellow Americans, okay. Yeah, so fantasy, gonna be honest, need Baker Mayfield to do terrible. Terrible, and I mean terrible. Jefe, you need that too, so don't be smiling. You're in the same boat I am right now. We're both in the guillotine chop area. I think it goes over 42.5. I think it's gone too low. I think it's just gone too low. I think this game ends. There's the reverse correlation. I think it's been bet low enough to where you have to take the over now. But I'm going to be rooting against Baker Mayfield all night because I need that motherfucker to not do shit to survive in guillotine. And Jefe, you need that too. But at the end of the day, my betting doesn't come from personal preference. It doesn't come from my fandom. It doesn't come from my fantasy team. And the best play on this game, I do believe, is the over 42.5. I also have a little 2-touchdown SGP. But not for just this game. I have one leg in this game and one leg in the second game. My first leg, so the 2-touchdown score in this one, is going to be Emeka Egbuka. Egbuka, you can currently get his 2 touchdowns at plus 1,700 alone. But that's the first leg of my 2-touchdown parlay. He was fantastic in week 1. He scored 2 touchdowns in week 1 as well. And Baker has found a guy. So, JD, you put it perfectly. We talked about this Texans defense. They have a guy out there named Derek Stingley at cornerback, who's phenomenal. A shutdown corner, if you would.
Good.
Who's he going to be on?
Mike
Evans. So the open man is going to be Egbuka. That's the guy I'm targeting in the spot. And we found out last week when Egbuka is on a second corner, he could really go off and go deep. So give me Egbuka 2 scores, and I am taking the over 42.5 for this game. Jefe, over to you.
I think JD said Texans defense is good. And I agree with that statement as a whole. I think that hopefully you guys would agree with me that their secondary is definitely the focal point of their defense. Better than their line. It's the best unit on the defense. I understand why this total is low because I think game plan for both of these offensive coordinators is going to be let's get the running attack going. Bucks have a dynamic running back in Bucky Irving, I think, who is going to get a lot of run here. Point.
Also need him to do terrible in fantasy tonight, just so you know.
Oh, I need him to do great because he's on my team.
Oh, that's why I need him to do terrible. All the guys on your team are on my list of guys I'm rooting the fuck against.
Yeah. Now, well, then you're going to root against Bucky, you're going to root against Nico, and you're going to root against Geno Smith tonight.
I have all 3 of them on my list. Those are 3 of the guys.
But anyway, here's where I think this game's going to go. I understand why the total is where it's at. I think both these teams run. I think Texans put Nick Chubb in that workhorse role. I think Bucks put Bucky Irving in the workhorse role as well. And I think that you're going to see each team open up playbook here and there, but more so it's going to be conservative play calling here. So I think the total is exactly where it's going to be. I'm looking for the Texans to win this game, guys. I think they lost last week. The Rams didn't win, if you know what I'm saying.
I agree. They blew the game. They choked it.
They had that game. CJ Stroud, what I can't understand, and nobody's ever talking about it, is why the hell did the Texans trade Laramie Tunsil away? One of the best offensive linemen in the league.
You know what that's just like doing? Like trading away Michael Parsons.
It's even worse because this guy is directly protecting the blind side of your quarterback.
I don't know about
it's
that.
It's not worse. It's I don't know why they did that, but I think today.
How old is he? He's in his late 20s still, right, Laramie? Great name, by the way. I love the name Laramie. Laramie Tunsil is 31. I'm wrong. Okay, he's kind of old.
Still
kind of old.
Guys, I'm rolling with the Texans, and I got an SGP as well. I got a listen to this. A side and a 2-touchdown score from each game. So from here, I'll wait till the other leg till it gets to the next game.
I did as well.
That's of course. For here, we're doing Texans money line with Bucky Irving 2 touchdowns.
Oh, you picked the guy on your fantasy team. Oh, sure. Bucky Irving on your fantasy team. Yeah, 2 touchdowns. That's amazing. JD, since we both gave out a 2-touchdown score, you obviously have to dig in and find one. And I'm going to calculate it with the show so we see what it's going to pay. It's going to be crazy.
I do have to say, after listening to y'all's breakdown, I think what I was initially saying, though, of being on a Bucks team total over, is the way I'm going to go. I'm just going to figure out if I'm going to do that first half or either full game.
Okay, well, who are your 2 touchdown scores, JD? I'm not letting you get out of this. You got to find a 2 touchdown score.
Yeah, it's one person.
One player. He's going to say Nick Chubb, and I'm going to be so upset. Hey, listen, you could say Dalton Schultz because I need him to score 4 tonight, to be honest.
That's actually where I like to go for these.
Do you think you'd go for 1 for him tonight? Because even his 1 touchdown's at a pretty good price.
Yeah, it
So,
looks like it looks like you can get him at plus 265.
Wow, I'm gonna add it to our right now. Jefe, who was your 2? Bucky. We can't
Bucky
do
and
it like
Texans
this.
running line.
We can't do it like this. I was gonna put. I can't do Bucky 2, Ibuka 2. Because that means the Bucks are going over the total themselves. So we're not going to build it that way.
They're going to set a scoring record.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to add JD's to mine. And right now, before I give you the second leg, $10 pays $4,417 with Ibuka 2, Dalton Schultz 1. And I guess we're going to go into the second game right now. You guys ready to dive into the second one?
Yes, sir.
And the second leg is a stallion. An absolute fucking stallion. And that's Lad McConkey is my 2 touchdown score in the second one. So $10 pays $4,417. Emeka Ibuka 2, Dalton Schultz 1, and Lad McConkey 2. Yet again, it's plus 44170. $10 plus 4417. But back to the individual game. Jefe, we got the Chargers, we got the Raiders. First question I have for both of you guys: are we going to see Brock Bowers? That's the big question to me. We all know he's been injured. He's a true questionable. Is he going to play tonight?
Yes.
I think he plays. How much of the offensive schemes is he really participating in, whether versus him just being kind of a decoy / blocking tight end? That's what I'm more interested tonight, and that's also kind of gonna make sense when I tell you how this game's gonna go. But I'll start. I think the Chargers win this. I do. I think the Chargers, these 2 teams want to do the same exact thing, offensively speaking. They want to run the ball, kill the clock. They want to have the same exact game plan. And I just think the Chargers are better at it than the Raiders right now. Just right now. I like what I saw out of the Chargers, which, believe it or not, was freaking last Friday.
Right? They've had a lot of rest, though.
Yeah, they've had a lot of rest. Raiders looks good, too. They won their first game against the Patriots. Looked solid. Bowers played great, but we don't know Bowers 100%. And he is so important to that offense. But my 2 favorite plays here, Chargers on the money line, Ashton Genty 2 touchdowns. So my big parlay for the night is I'm taking a 2 touchdown scoring running back and then the opposite team to win the game. Chargers on the money line, Jonty 2 touchdowns. Texans on the money line, Bucky Irving 2 touchdowns. $10 wins you $2,470.
Well, we currently have 2,150 here, so you almost gave out a play that paid for the amount of viewers that we had in dollars. That was pretty cool.
If my parlay matched the amount of people that were here at that moment, I'm putting $1,000 on this parlay, and then I'm going to play those exact numbers on the Powerball. That would be nice.
I think that is.
But yeah, in all seriousness, I do think these 2 teams try to play the same exact style. I think Harbaugh knows how to play a little bit better than Pete Carroll with this group right now. Pete Carroll has a lot of years on Harbaugh, but this is really Harbaugh's team, if you know what I mean. Last year, he went through kind of the roster switch. These are his guys. This is the team he wants.
Yeah.
Pete's going through that right now. He's reshaping the roster, trying to figure it out. And I think the Raiders are going to be solid. I also obviously like the quarterback matchup here, Herbert over Geno. I don't think this is going to be a bad game. I don't think it's going to be a muck it up type of game that we saw in Sunday Night Football. But I see this as both teams are going to relentlessly run the ball. I think both. I don't know what I feel about Amarion Hampton yet is my other issue. Because I don't trust freaking Najee Harris. I don't know what I feel about Amarion Hampton. But he's going to get a lot of run tonight. I like him too. But my official play for this one is Chargers on the money line, Jonty 2 touchdowns. I'm putting it together with Texas money line and Bucky 2 touchdowns. That's my big SGP for tonight.
Let me tell you something, Jefe. You're not rooting for Amarion Hampton. You're not. Because if you want to survive the Guillotine League, Amarion Hampton, baby. Amarion Hampton. JD, over to you.
I do want to start off with, again, this is a game that I have not bet yet, but this is what I'm thinking here. As far as the Raiders, I did like what I saw from them in week 1, especially from Geno. He played a very smart game. There's the best way to actually say it. He played a very smart game, which I like seeing from him. So as far as the Raiders defense, it's not bad. I do have a few questions about them, which I think tonight we're probably going to get answered. So there's part of why that I have not made a bet yet. Then you have the Chargers. I mean, for me, the Chargers are a bet on team. I'm like high on the Chargers for the season. I think kind of everybody is. The thing here is they're coming off of a big win. They beat the Chiefs. That's the one thing that they haven't really done. And they finally got that big win over the Chiefs. That was the big game, all that stuff. So could it be a little bit of a letdown spot here? Could be, but they do have the extra time also. That's why everything for me, as far as numbers wise, to me, this seems like it's going to be a fairly close game though. With getting 3 in the hook, I just have to lean the Raiders' way.
I fucking hate the number here because I think the Chargers are such a better team, but the number is so bad. I wanted 2.5 on the Chargers so badly, but we're not going to get it. So it's tough to find your spot here.
There's where I think 3 is actually where the number should be. So that's where I'm at. That's where, like, okay, well, with getting the hook, that means I'm showing value on the Raiders side. Then, like I said, if it was right under 3, then I would be on the Chargers.
What game did we just talk about that with? Not the Giants Cowboys. There was a game last week. Hold on, let me get through, and it didn't matter. There was a game we were talking about that key number, the Commanders Packers. Remember that? We were talking, if it was a 1 point higher, we'd be on the commies, and Packers went in there and screamed them. So I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm personally going to take the Chargers here. I'm going to take them on the -3.5. Do I love it? No. Am I going low unit? Yeah. Am I going to probably play a bunch of props in this one? Yeah. But I do think the Chargers are going to win the game by more than 3, but I'm not super, super in love with it. So probably 1 unit for me, but I will be on the Chargers -3.5. Unless it moves, I'm going to wait because I'm hoping it moves to 3.
I actually saw it. It actually did move to 3. I believe it was on FanDuel. And then, like, right after it hit 3, it got bet, like, right back.
So, well, 3.5's at -104. So let me pull it up on FanDuel. Oh, no, that's what it says on my odds checker, but it's back up to a -110. What's the alt line? Let me see if we can get what the price would be. Alternate spread. They're not going to give me any whole numbers, of course. They're not fucking assholes. Yeah, they're not giving any whole numbers on the alternate spreads here. It's sharp. It's a sharp line for a reason. It's a very sharp line for a reason, and they're just not giving any kind of alt spread. And usually, in that situation, maybe you would target a Chargers team total, right? Like, okay, maybe they'll score enough points. The defense is a big factor to me. If Brock Bowers doesn't go and they're able to get pressure on Geno, I think that this could be a defensive win for this team. So I don't want to put a ton of money on the team total over either. So it's an interesting game. As of now, I'm on -3.5. It's not an official bet. I'll probably end up being on that when we get closer to kickoff, but I am trying to find a way to get a -3. If I have to pay a little juice and pay a -125, I'm happy to do that instead of the 3.5. So I will post later. What are you saying here? Yeah, see, David, that's too much. -152, that's a bad number. Like, I of course I love the 2.5. David, find me a flat 3. Tell me what you got there. If you can find me a flat 3 on it.
They're to go from a 3.5 to a 3, you're gonna have to pay an extra at least 20 cents.
At least.
So, and actually probably more than that. So,
yeah. All right, boys. Jefe, anything else to add on this game? We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
No, I
think it's time we get into some things.
Nothing about this game, but I did just get an alert on Twitter about the 5 quarterbacks, the early 5 quarterbacks that have been linked to the Bengals.
Give me the names. And we were all over this.
This is hilarious. We, at one point or another, spoke about 4 of these names.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, which
not possible. Unless they do a restructure. If he agrees to get paid nothing, but he'll never do that. Get your money. Right. Why would you do that?
Jameis Winston, Okay.
Obvious.
Andy
Obvious.
Dalton, there's a lot of
Obvious.
Shador, which if
No.
the NFL, if the NFL, you want to know what would make me feel like the NFL is scripted? That.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That is so fucking. That is just clickbait that they added to whatever they're trying to get.
If Shador if that ever happened, first of all, I don't even know how the NFL would be able to flip so many Bengals games into prime time, but they would do anything they could in their power.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the last name, which is I forgot this guy existed, and I don't know why they would do this, is Desmond Ridder. He's the backup on the Raiders right now.
No.
God bless America if Shador Sanders gets traded to the Bengals. I don't know how the NFL would flip the schedule fast enough. The Bengals, every single Bengal team would be primetime from here on out. Every single one. They would introduce a new Hard Knocks where it would just be Bengals Hard Knocks for the rest of the year. Yes, ESPN would faint. I don't even know what they would do. But yeah, nothing else more in this game, guys. This has been a really fun show. I absolutely loved breaking down the NFL. It seems like our viewers loved it too.
Well, considering we're at 2,500 live, I would say that they definitely did.
And I feel we really, we gave you guys good points, gave you guys a lot of insight, but then we also gave you guys just our feelings.
Let me tell you guys also that J-Bo just put this in here.
Oh,
like just now put that. Maybe he's rewinding and watching from the beginning, but J-Bo, if you're watching from the beginning, we haven't heard from you much today, you're in for a treat. You are in for, and I will, never mind. That dog got there. All right. There's still a couple things we still do on the show because we ain't skipping nothing because that's what we do. JD, we have a proud partner of ours that we love to find unique, kind of lower scale, kind of hidden gems, as you would call it. So, JD, why don't you bring to the screen our data partner, the HOF app, and show them what we have found them for today.
Going to bring up, yes, the HOF app here. And Alpha, I'm going to ask you because you always want me to find, somebody off the radar. So I don't know if you would really consider Jacoby Myers off the radar.
How would you like me to answer that? Would you like me to scream at you, or are you asking me the number one receiver for the Raiders if they're a off the radar type of guy?
But guys, for these two games tonight, this was the best prop that I found by far. So I just had to do it. And that's his longest reception prop, over 20 and a half yards. When you look at this head-to-head versus this Chargers team, he has played 2 games. He's actually cleared this in both of those games. In his last 3 games played, he has cleared this in all 3 games.
And Brock Bowers might not play tonight, and even if he does, he's banged up. So I love it.
Yep. Then in his last 5 games played, he has cleared this in every game. In his last 10, he has cleared this in 8 of those 10 games. So this is a number that he's been clearing. We're showing a big edge here tonight. You can currently get this on FanDuel at only -114. I just think that tonight that is the best prop that I could
That's awesome.
find.
It's a great find.
I like that one. I do like that one, JD. I'll give you credit. That one is not a bad one. Not that any of them are bad, but you know me. I like when we get a little down and dirty, JD. I like getting a little nitty gritty. I like when you tell me a name of someone that I didn't even know that first name and last name were literally names of anybody. I love those. So I still like the Garrett. I mean, this is a great play. I like the advantage we have. I like the reasoning for it. But tomorrow
I'll find a very random one.
I want a name that me and Jefe are going to go, wow, what a name that is. That is what we're looking for. But fantastic as always, JD. HOF app has amazing benefits for our viewers. What are the benefits our viewers can get from the HOF app, JD?
Well, first off, just as far as the app here, as far as like if you just go to the homepage, it pulls up all of the games and actually like you can line shop actually like right like from here. This is not just about finding props. Actually, like you can actually line shop here and really do all of your research and everything right here in the app. So there's a lot to do there. It's actually fun for me just to go on there and just actually go like through it all. And that's how I find a lot of times those very, very random props. But anyway, yes, if you would like to get the HOF app, they are giving our viewers 50% off plus a 7-day free trial. So, guys, just try it out. I promise you will like it.
You won't regret it. You won't regret it.
That is
50% off a $20 app, guys.
Yeah.
You're paying $10 to try it out and try these awesome props that they give us. And the best way to support the show, guys, is to sign up for the app. It's $10 for your first month, essentially. Literally the same price of a Big Mac. Go get a Big Mac. Go get the $10 app. It's a fantastic product. All right, JD.
And also to do that, though, just have to make sure to use promo code ATB50, ATB50.
ATB 50. And when we're done with our final best bet segment, we'll put a screen up on there so you guys get all the codes for different promotions. JD, I think it's time we dive into a little best bets. Gentlemen, are you ready? We have 2,600 people still rocking with us. This is insane. We appreciate every single one of you. Before we get into best bets, breaking show news. We will now be diving in to 7 Major League Baseball games for tonight's slate. Starting with, what was that shit game that someone asked
White
about?
Sox,
The Orioles and the
Orioles.
White Sox. We're starting there. We're going to best bets. Powered by, sponsored by, and presented by Funded Stake. You guys know what the deal is about Funded Stake for now. They're a fantastic company that lets you complete one of their challenges. And when you do, you get to gamble with their money and keep a portion of the returns. JD, I'm going to throw it over to your cousin Derek to give everyone a little more information about Funded Stake.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
Bet smarter, scale faster. JD, what's the last one?
Win bigger.
Win bigger. You nailed it. You nailed it. Well done. JD, let's bring up Funded Stake. Show everyone how easy it is to use their platform and put in your challenge plays. And let's go over our top challenge plays of the day. JD, I got a banger.
Okay.
I got a
Well,
banger.
first off, I do have to go over. These were our plays from the Friday show. We did do very well there. I believe this actually Travis over receiving yards. I believe that was Jefe, right?
Yes, it was.
Oh, yes, sir.
Then we also had the Patriots.
That was me.
So he gave us 2 there. Gibbs over 68.5 yards. Forgot who that one was from, but that one also
That was from me. That was from me.
That was from you. And
That was
then
definitely not from me. It was definitely not from me.
Then we had the Ravens on the first half. That was mine. That one hit. And then we had the play that should have hit, but this actually was our only loss. It was the Broncos money line, but we've gone over enough of.
Man, fuck that Alpha guy, because that was definitely his pick. Fuck that
I
guy.
cannot believe that penalty, man. I still can't
It
believe
literally ruined my whole day yesterday. 6-unit swing for me from that fucking penalty. But anyway, I digress. JD, pull up the Buccaneers game.
Okay.
I'm here to make big money today. Big money.
Let's do it.
Emeka Ibuka.
What do you want him for?
I want 2 touchdowns.
It's crazy.
Fuck you.
Have we ever done a 2 touchdown on actually?
We have not, and that's why I want to see if we can find that on here.
Anytime, first and last.
What if we search Ibuka? Which, let's see you try and spell that. I would
I was
recommend
about to
taking
say.
a quick look.
I was about to say, how the hell do you even spell that?
EGBUKA. All right, scroll down. It's going to be there. Let's see. No.
Ooh,
Oh,
You do.
what's up, JD? Come on now.
Funded Stake does have it. You can bet. You can even bet him to get 3.
I don't want that one. I would like.
But we're not going to do that. But anyway, so yes, Funded Stake does literally have everything.
Literally. I'm glad I picked that today. Good learning. Glad
that was good. Let's like lower our bet stake a little bit for this one there.
Oh, obviously, this is a long shot, fucking 2 touchdown parlay. Well, not a parlay, but it's a touchdown play.
We're actually gonna put 250 on that to be able to win about 3,500 there.
That's good, dude. That's some value right there.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna have something close to that in real life.
On mine, we have to put for our account size, we have to put at least 1,000. So we're putting 1,000.
All right, no. Just do one. I didn't think we'd have to put a whole 1,000 for our challenge size, but if that's what we have to do, you could just do one.
Yeah,
because it's still a good payout. I think he finds the end zone at least once against a secondary cornerback because the main cornerback will be on Mike Evans. Ibuka should be free, and that would be Derek Stingley who would be on him. So the second corner is nowhere near the same level. Let's get Ibuka in the fucking end zone.
Love it. Jefe.
Buck Irving, anytime.
Whoa, this is a fun one today.
Big Buck.
JD, if you don't put Owen Daniels in, I'm going to flip a shit.
Who?
Should I do touchdown scorer or should I do a baseball play?
There's baseball today?
There is baseball today. Oh,
let me just tell everybody before the show, we were debating, all 3 of us, if we were going to start the show with the Dodgers game.
Yep.
We would have been on until 10 o'clock tonight.
That was a real thing.
Well, I promise everybody, we'll break down baseball tomorrow. We'll do a whole recap. We'll talk about wild card standings. We'll do it all.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Give me the Bucks first half team total over 9.5 points.
Let's go.
It feels that number just feels so low. Like,
you're also not done, Jenny. I know you think you're done, but you're not. You're putting a touchdown score in the challenge.
Okay.
You did like Dalton Schultz.
I was about to say, I think that's
his own.
What about Michael Meyer?
Give me 1 second. Let me go back to this. Damn.
Michael Meyer has some value tonight too. I'm going to pull that up for my own shit. Don't nobody listen to me, but I do think Meyer with a banged up Bowers.
You know what? I'm going to go something random that we have not talked about yet, but I see a number. I think I like it here.
Will Disley anytime touchdown.
Give me a Cade Otton.
Cade Ottinger.
Anytime
Big.
touchdown at plus
Big.
378.
He was big on the Alpha 2 touchdown parlays last year. I had a lot of Cade Ottinger in there.
Yep. So give me him at plus 378.
Damn. Well, gentlemen.
I think that's a really solid price. So,
gentlemen, it's 130. We covered 2 games today, and it is 130. I gotta say, shout out to the chat, shout out to the viewers, shout out to you two who are here with me today.
The energy in the chat has been phenomenal all day.
Unbelievable.
Call that out as well.
Unbelievable. You guys
this is
made
not a normal
this show,
and it was amazing.
Yeah, this was not planned to be this long. You can't ask me to talk about the fucking Giants-Cowboys game after that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. All 3 of us on this panel are either a Giants or a Cowboys fan. Jefe's a trader. His girlfriend / whatever she is now is a huge Bills fan, so he now blindly supports them. So he's a piece of shit. But all of us have personal attachment to those 2 teams. That was a phenomenal game. I hope we see a lot more phenomenal games this year in the NFL. It's been a phenomenal show. Yet again, we appreciate every single one out there. J-Mo, stop being negative! Stop it! The game's over. We're moving to today. We're winning today. Stop it. We're not talking leverage no more. F.A., I'm exhausted. Say some words or something.
Fucking leverage, man.
Fucking leverage. Do you guys think I got a noise complaint today? I heard some rustling out there. It didn't sound good. I did a lot of yelling. That's very possible. That's very possible. JD, do the thing you do. I've been out of coffee for about an hour. I've had to pee for about 40 minutes. So do what you do so I can take care of all of those things. We love you, Jefe. We're just busting your chops, brother. We always love you.
I'm right there with you. But first off, just like we said we were going to do, as far as our sponsors, we need to put these up for you. For the Hall of Fame app, like we said, you get that 50% off plus a 7-day free trial. Use code ATB50. And then for Funded Stake, you can take 20% off any challenge using code MBM20. As far as those links are on our Twitter, those links are also in the YouTube as far as in the bio there. So you can find that. Shout out. Pull back the curtain. This is officially our largest Monday show we have ever had. We have over 2,800 people here live. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate everybody stopping in. I believe that, yes, I can go ahead and say this is going to be an every Monday thing now. It is going to be a big just recap show. That's what we're going to do on Mondays going forward. Guys, it's Monday. It's a brand new week. Let's make some money. Let's do that thing we do. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win, JD. We're going to have a big night. Let's continue to keep the vibes high. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Jefe, you get the final words. Do the thing.
Justin Fields had a 1.1 QBR yesterday. That's the lowest in modern history. Mitch Trubisky was on the field for 2 plays, 1 throwing, 1 running. In his 1 throwing play, he had more passing yards than Justin Fields had for the whole game. Good night. Good luck.